Hello and welcome to my shop. This is Jim Dedman, Sawlogs Plastic Hubs. Hope you enjoyed today's video. We'll be doing something interesting, so hang around, let's have fun. Good morning, this is Jim and we're got more bandsaw news for you. These are the two pulleys that I'm going to use. I ordered them from Zorro. These are nylon reinforced. They're a little lighter. This is a 10-inch. This will be on the saw. And this here is the 12-inch. I got to go back and look in my box because here's the belts. I'm supposed to have a 2-inch pulley. And here's the bearings. The belts. Went to Harbor Freight yesterday and I got the casters, and I'm putting lock casters on this so we can lock the table in place. So I gotta go check the boxes. I just now realized there's still not a pulley in the missing. Yeah, there it is, the 2-inch pulley sitting there. You might ask why there's not a shaft. Well, I'm gonna take material and turn the shaft. My plan is to make a shaft, and I'm gonna actually take a bigger piece, turn the shaft down, and in between the pillar blocks, wherever it's going to mount, is actually going to have a shaft, kind of a firm shaft to it. So that's kind of that plan today. So since the weather's not so bad today, I may go ahead and go outside and de-paint this today. The last video you seen most of the bottom piece of this cut up. Well, I did mention in the last video, this is powder coat. So we got to get that powder coat off the weld. And of course we got to get some paint and do some priming. Probably what's going to happen is I'm going to dry assemble this thing one time, disassemble it, paint it, and then put it back together. So that's probably going to be the plan that we have today. So with that being said, let's get to it. Hey, this is take 3. I get asked quite often by my family members, probably not much for the YouTube community because they don't always see this view, why I have a vise mounted on the outside of my shop. Today's a fairly nice day for North Carolina. It's about 40s. So I got dirty jobs. I tend to want to do them outside. Now, this is one thing I'm going to tell you, what you're fixing to see, you won't see on somebody else's YouTube channel. Because they'll go buy nice material. I guess they won't be cutting up backyard swing sets, knocking powder coat off. So here's you, Tom, down the hilltop. Here's what poor folks do. I'm gonna cut the mic off. You guys enjoy. Okay, I will flip it over, hit the other side, all I'm doing is sort of catching the powder coat, getting it off. We're going to weld most of this, so you want as much of it off as possible. I'm not really making fun of people. Actually, it's a little joke. Truth of it is, you won't really do see this on much fabrication channels because it's trouble. And most of these guys are making something and trying to make a buck. And this is my home shop, and like I say, I have more time than money. Right there is the ends of one side. Both sides look alike. I don't need to show you. The point here is just be straightforward. Point here is, guys, it's a lot of work. And like I said outside, it's a lot of work. A lot of reason why people won't do some things like this is because of the work. And it just depends on how you look at your time, I guess. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Okay, and I'm a big fan of doing things the simplest way possible. So what I've done here, and this is the last one, is I went around the bottom frame, what's going to be the bottom frame, and I laid it out with where I put the very first hole where exactly I wanted it, which would be 3/4 of an inch, to the center line of the hole, and drill 4 holes in each corner to mount the casket. Then after I done that, I just went back and bolted each caster in the hole, tightened it up, lined it up as square as I wanted it. Now I'm going back and drilling the other 2 bolt holes that will hold the caster. Like I say, this bed frame's tough stuff. Now all I got to do is put the other 2 bolts in and cut them off. That's what we're doing with these, by the way. So let me kind of turn this around, see what we look like. I might not even be in the picture here, because here we are. Step back a little bit. So that's kind of what we've got going on. I'll get these other 2 bolts in, and I'll have this bottom frame done up today. Okay, so this is the process I've been going through. And first thing you're going to notice is, as I put these together and tighten them up, first thing you got to get the wrench on the head down here. Well, I'll be danged. I have not had that to happen. What I do is, I'm going to tell the truth. The cheap Chinese and bolt is struck here. It's look like it's rounded the head off of the bolt, or rounded the threads off the nut. One of the 2 has happened here. I believe it stripped the nut. Excuse me. I buy my nuts, and I'll be honest, I just go to bolt supply and buy this boxes of 1/4 inch is something. It's just a handy size. You use a lot of them. Couldn't figure out what the heck was going on for a second, folks. So I know the bolts are too long. They're 1 inchers. Instead of me going figuring what I need, here's my hand. They're all cut off. So that's how I've done every one of them, just like that. So now my casters are going to be on there forever and forevermore. Well, here's where we're coming. I've got 3 of the legs mounted right now. And I'm going to finish the 4th. I got to do some touch-up grinding because my welding is not really neat. But this material is sort of thin. You got to be careful. And you burn little holes. You got to fill the holes up. And it's little things like that that, you know, when you're working with stuff like this, sometimes a challenge. So we're slowly getting there. I'm going to get this laced, and I got to notch out around the screws and the inside welds and all that to make it fit up our close, and still not perfect, but we're getting there slowly but surely. Now I've got it together. I had a mess. Even though as careful as I was, I had a little bit of out of squareness with the top to the bottom. It wanted to warp. I had to cut and try to warp the stand and warp the legs and warp everything around just to get it to where it will set flat. So I've got a stand now that'll roll is together, and now we just have to move on to build the rest of the stuff. I'm working with junk, and I didn't have everything quite the way I wanted it. Really was not a good welding table and clamping system that you could really clamp this stuff down and get it dead square and plumb every way you turn. You're kind of fighting a losing battle, or I am anyway. So, but I've got a fairly strong stand, a base to work with, so that's where we're at right now. Okay, here we go, and I've been just working on this morning and done a lot of this off camera because there's a lot of, I'm going to use the word shaky, some other people like to use the word sketchy setups involved. So, first thing I done, this is a 3/16 inch plate given. He was given to me by my good friend, viewer, and subscriber right nearby, Michael Hale, and he had some left over, and he texted me and said, "Hey, I'll give you that for all the things you've done for me." I said, "Well, I appreciate it." So I've cut. First thing I did is he suggested using cut-off wheels, but my luck, cut-off wheels and material like this ain't too good. This is one of the reasons I like to have the saw. So I grabbed out the oxyacetylene set, which I'm not the world's best at. Clamped it with a C-clamp, and it's burning off. And then we've taken the mill with another shaky setup and just kind of squared it up as close as we can get it and polish it. Now, probably what's going to happen, this probably somewhere up here is probably where the bearings will go. Somewhere down here is where the motor will go. But now I've got something to work with, so I can move on to something else. Probably going ahead and making the bearing shaft be the next thing I'm going to do. And then I'll get the saw in the building and we'll figure out how to work from there. But that's kind of the end of the fabrication of all the parts with the saw. I think I've this with the stand being welded together and this being machined, then I think that's going to be enough of that. I think that's going to do that. I hope you enjoyed the video. So let's put a disclaimer out of the way. This video is my idea how to do things. It's not the only way. So I hope you enjoyed it today. The other thing, comments are always welcome. Please take the time, if you feel so inclined, to make a comment on my videos. Also, I appreciate all my subscribers, the new ones and the new ones. And finally, the other disclaimer. This is a copyrighted production of James Dedman, Saw Logs Plastic Hubs, for your enjoyment on YouTube. Thank you. Have a great day, and we will see you in the next video.